So Fender just released this. It's their new standard guitar series. You're looking at a Stratocaster. They also sell Telecasters and some other ones. They're $599, and the big selling point may be that they have a Fender logo on the headstock. Over here, though, you have the Squier Classic Vibe in Lake Placid Blue. This has been around forever, and it's $429. So for $170 less, you get a Squier logo on the headstock. And again, over here, you get the Fender logo. So is that all people are paying for? There's a controversy happening right now, a lot of comments, and people are going, why would this line exist? Fender already has the Classic Vibe series, and then over here, they've got the Player series. So for a little bit more money, you can get a made in Mexico guitar with a rosewood fretboard and all these features. Or you can even go to Reverb and probably find one for less than a brand new Standard series. So who is the Fender Standards audience? Who is going to buy this guitar? Why would they want one? That's what we're going to dive into this video. But first, hit the like button if you like it. It'll help spread the word. It'll get this video out to more people. And it's just a nice thing to do. Plus, it's free. You can also buy me a cup of coffee. Say thanks with a gift. I'll put it in the link below. So what is the Standard series? Well, first of all, it is made in Indonesia. It has a poplar body, which is not alder, which is used on the Player II, and so many of the classic vibes, I believe they have pine or maybe, we'll check that out in a second. It has a laurel fingerboard, so it's not rosewood. It has 3 single coil pickups, and they're ceramic pickups. And it has a bunch of nice color choices if you just want the perfect color. It's made in Indonesia. And so a lot of people are looking at this going, I don't know, it feels like budget parts. The color, the shading of that neck, how does it feel? Does it feel sort of nice and cool and a satin like the Player II? Or is it sort of cheap like some of the Affinity Squiers, the lesser Squiers? And again, ceramic pickups, love them or hate them. Most people think that they're just, for beginners. And all these that we're talking about are polyurethane. There's nothing nothing nitro about them. C-shaped neck, 9.5 inch radius. So many things are sort of standard, but again, it's made in Indonesia, so it's an East Asian import guitar. And if I come over here to the Lake Placid Blue, this one is also made in Indonesia. They used to be made in China. But again, these are tried and true. A lot of people have said these are some of the best guitars for this kind of price range that you can get. And let's check out some of the specs here. This has a NATO body, a maple neck, an Indian laurel fingerboard, and 3 single coil pickups. I want to look at the pickups real quickly. Let's search this right here, Alnico single coil. So one of the biggest differences here is most everybody would say an Alnico pickup, an Alnico 5 or 2 or whatever it is better than ceramic. Now you may feel differently, but I think, probably 10 to 1, you're going to say some really nice Alnico pickups are better. So I bet most guitarists who play both of these or own both of these would say this is the way to go. Plus, check this out. At this price for a bone nut, that's sort of unbelievable. Even the Player series, the Player II may have those, but they didn't before. Just for the heck of it, let me go look at one of the Player series. Let's go into, I'll go into this one right here. So this is the Player II in birch green. It is made in Mexico. Fender's Ensenada factory is just known for being really, really great. It has a rosewood fretboard and an alder body, 3 single coil pickups. So let's check out the pickups on this one. And let's see what they got here. I'm looking here. Yeah, Alnico 5 magnets, if I sort of get off that right there. Alnico 5 magnets. So these are really great. And a rosewood fretboard. I mean, this is a really, really nice guitar. I would basically put this up there. It feels like what the old American Strat used to be to me. And again, if I go to Reverb over here, now you're looking at, there's a mint one for $525. That's a Player II. It's one of the new models. There is a used one for $599. And so you could make an offer on one of these. There's the exact birch green. Well, that's brand new for $799. So you got to sort through new and used. But there are plenty of people out there going, $599 for, I come back up here, $599 for an Indonesian-made Stratocaster, I think basically Fender's charging $170 more over the Classic Vibes right here just to put the Fender name on it. Whereas before, the Player series used to be the minimum you could get in with that kind of with that to have the logo on it. So you'd have to get into that $800 price range to get the Fender logo on it. Well, now for $599, you're getting this, but it feels like a downgrade to a lot of people in a lot of ways. So I'm curious why people would buy them. I mean, one is the options. Well, you have plenty of options with Sunburst in the other lines. The weights on these all look pretty good. 8.7 pounds, that's way too heavy for a Strat. Over 8 pounds, not great, but there's some that are in the 7.5 range. So if you do your shopping right there, let me go back to the blue one. 3 of them are in 8 pounds or more. 2 of them are just under 8 pounds. And let's contrast that with this Classic Vibe, 7 pounds, 11 ounces, 7.7, 7.13. So I think consistently the Squier Classic Vibes are a little lighter, which most people really like. And for the fun of it, let me go back to this guitar over here. And look at that, 8 pounds, 8 pounds. That's interesting. Okay, so the Player IIs are across the board more or heavier. Let me try another one here. Let's try Coral Red and look at the weights on this. These are all but one is under 8 pounds. So I think, hit or miss, you're in that, upper 7s to lower 8s kind of range for the most part. So that's not a big deal. I say that because sometimes these guitars, the import guitars, have whatever the wood is, it's just they have chosen a higher or a heavier weight. So why are people buying these? Here is an option. If you want black on black on black on black, this may be the way to go for you, because I don't believe they offer this exact one. An HSS with all these black components right here. Still has the Laurel fretboard, but that's a pretty dark fretboard. If that's what you're looking for, that's another reason to buy them. Let's check out the Maple. Let me do a standard. Well, I tell you what, I got the Telecaster right here. So that's the Squier Classic Vibe. Wow, 9 pounds, 6 ounces. So that's, again, if you want a light guitar, you're going to have to do your shopping, go to a place like Sweetwater with all the weights, and you can make sure you make a wise decision. But if I go one more over, this is where I was hoping to go, 8 pounds, 11 ounces. That's like Les Paul almost weight anytime you get into 9 or more. But there's 7 pounds, 11 ounces. So this one right here is, good looking guitar. So if you want that kind of butterscotch, they offer a Squier Classic Vibe in butterscotch too. If I scroll down here, so again, for $429, you're basically getting what a lot of people consider a great guitar. Whereas if I go back to the Standard, this is the Standard right here. If I look at that a little bit closer, you're getting $179 to get that logo on there, and maybe some questionable components. Maybe the wiring and the tuners and everything else are just a little bit lesser quality than the Squier Classic Vibes. And again, the pickups are the big deal. So there's the pickups. So that's a aquamarine metallic with a maple fretboard. Again, I don't know if you can get that exact same thing in a Classic Vibe with a maple fretboard. And then they have this Olympic white. So is it the color that's going to attract people? Is it maybe some people just love the specs? Maybe some people are saying, I have to have a Fender logo and I don't want to buy used, like these ones over here on Reverb. Or is it really not going to appeal to anybody? Did Fender create a market that shouldn't exist? In other words, should they have just stuck with the Player II as the minimum to get the Fender headstock, the Fender logo on the headstock? Are they sort of pushing it a little bit too far and trying to, create some market that doesn't exist? Because Squier has been a winner for them for years, and now you've got the Player II, which are really great. They're made in Mexico and so highly revered. So what do you think? What's your take on the Fender Standard series? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you not sure yet? Are you one of the people who may be in the market for one of them? I'm personally not at all at this stage in my guitar journey. I'm after a little bit higher end guitar, or a lot higher end guitar, preferably with nitro and lacquer and all that good stuff. But I'm curious, if you are in this kind of market, if you're in this kind of range, what do you think? Is it for you? Are these going to flop? We'll see. time will tell. All right, appreciate you being here. Hit like, hit subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.